who are watching this interview, guys, I'm telling you, all of you are winners. All of you are winners.
Oh, I'm actually choked somewhere because I was going through your journey, like, being you through all those things. I mean, I can only
You know,
say
എന്തായാലും നോക്കാടാ, whatever happens, देखा जाएगा, कोई बात नहीं, तुम जाओ. My
now what
face completely went through a very gradual thing that I've not been very verbal about in the media or to anybody in a platform like this. I was born with a
In the land of perfection, glitz, and glamour, a young man made it on his own to be one of the most reliable actors in South Indian cinema. Growing up was not all about fun, but he paved his way up the ladder through his divinely gifted artistic caliber. For the first time ever, he talks about growing up as a cleft palate kid, just to tell other kids like him that this cannot be the reason for not being the best. This journey is for all parents and youngsters who will have no more excuses for being the best.
This is your chance.
Let's listen to the success story of Ashwin Kumar.
if there is one instance or something in your life which could motivate um, a few of them, as in, I just want a particular instance or an incident or a phase in your life which would motivate a lot of people watching this. I just want something, if you could just narrate it or probably explain or say.
I wouldn't like to take too long, but I would like to tell something that which is probably not very. Um, it is visible in certain ways, but something that I've not been very verbal about in the media or to anybody in a platform like this. I was born with a severe bilateral cleft lip and a cleft palate, and during my childhood, that was another thing where I was very protected. I was not into sports because I have undergone 12 surgeries thanks to my father with the whatever kind of you know uh, funds and the backing that he had by himself. What he has done for himself, made for himself, which is for the family. During the starting days of his business, which was we were not like uh, incredibly rich or something. In fact, I think a business is even more riskier than even a job. So when people say businessman ka beta, I think I think I'd rather say it's even more riskier of having a job. So the thing is, I've undergone 12 surgeries, and all these 12 surgeries, and thanks to my doctors who have made me who I am, I would really like to take this opportunity to thank them. One who is, I call him a living legend, Dr. R. Venkataswamy, and after that, the person who took over after him is late Dr. W. Ramesh. And he was actually like my godfather in another sense. Like, he has literally made me who I am. Whenever I used to hear Puriya Manida from Robo, from Indran, it really used to touch me. It's like how Dr. Vasikaran made Chitti is how these doctors and Dr. Ramesh literally made me who I am today. And I went through around seven major surgeries and four minor surgeries. Sorry for my correction. And it wasn't easy. Every vacation of mine in school most of my vacations used to be in clinics and hospitals. I have never been in trips in schools. I have never had adventures. I never played sports during my growing up stages. I've always been only a viewing thing. And on top of that, studies pressure and all that. It used to be a lot of, like, I think all of them, they just erupted like a volcano when I came to college. And then my last surgery was when I was in my first year of college, which was a 6.5 or a 6-hour surgery, which was quite a long procedure. And then, my face completely went through a very gradual but a rapid, a very, um, a much better change, a very big change, I must say, after that surgery. But for that surgery to happen, I have to undergo all these procedures, which was a part of the process. The doctors have their particular visualization of, we do this procedure in this age, and then the next year or the 2 years later, he would come up with this, and his mouth would have developed into this, and then we do that. All the kind of plan is made by them. And obviously, what probably took 12 surgeries for me would probably be 6 surgeries today with the kind of technology that has developed today and what we have today, the state of the art technology. And I think even the basic operations and surgeries are done in a very smooth and sleek manner. So leaving aside all that, I used to have a problem with speech. Never used to get to pronounce ta, ka, sa, and a lot of other um, many words. For example, if when I used to go through a ragging which I never used to understand that was ragging, and I used to repeat the same thing again and again during primary school, and they used to ask me, "What is your date of birth?" And then I used to say, what is it? 21/6/1987. This is how I used to say it. 7 used to be shawan. Da used to be ga. And everything for that matter. Ka used to be ha. So this is how actually cleft palate children and cleft lip children undergo and what they go through. And this is the kind of speech that they naturally have. It's the magic of doctors who actually make them into something else. So now my family sort of went through a very gradual shock, not probably an immediate shock, but a gradual shock of how, he has managed to make himself very presentable and finally land up becoming a public figure. Because they used to really doubt of how I'm going to be probably presenting myself and my speech and everything. I mean, my dad actually at the time used to think that, if he can just do some basic qualification, basic studies, and then probably, train him into the business, and, he can be rest assured for about his future, and, he can, look into that business. But less did he know that I was going to be turning out to be somebody else. And likewise, everybody in my family and friends. I mean, my apart from my joint family and my family, my school friends, right from primary school, who we are still in touch with, they're all so proud of me because they've seen me. They've seen me evolve, and they say that, bro, you are an inspiration to every single cleft lip or cleft palate child who wants to get into films, at least, from your point of view as an artist. And there was another incident that happened. It's a very interesting one. For my last surgery, which I said was in my first year of college back in 2006, which was a 6-hour surgery, and it had a lot of reorientation to do, like, a lot of things that were made to grow as it is naturally, and then things had to be cut and then, replaced and planted here and there. A lot of procedure was supposed to be done. So at that time, my um, my doctor, who I said, late Dr. Ramesh, Ramesh, he had asked me to ask my parents to, like, take me and meet another doctor who's going to assist him. But back then, I used to have bundles and bundles of complex issues. Bundles. Like, I used to have teeth which used to be like, a combination of probably a tiger and a shark all together in one place. Like, they used to be here, up, left, right, and center. And why is because, like I said, the doctors used to have their plan, basically. Like, a few years before or a couple of years before we do this, and then, he starts developing these this particular formation of the teeth and the jaw and everything. And then later, once, it sort of uh, gets strong, and then he has a very natural bridge of teeth. Then probably because I didn't have an upper lip, literally, it was joined. The skin was joined with the skin of the nose, and the child or the baby, when I was born, was did not have an upper roof, the palate. So right from my eating, my everything was, taken at the most utmost care, like always, like in a cage. And I cannot blame my parents, because for them, that was huge money that they were spent at that time, for the betterment of my future. I mean, they obviously, like, there are parents who think, itna kafi hai, this is enough. And, as far as he's able to eat properly, speak properly, that's more than enough. And I haven't done anything extra to beautify myself. I am still, I proudly show my scars. And I am not at all, conscious about, certain things which probably do not, like we discussed, match the standards, or probably the so-called normal standards of, how an actor, a hero should be. What is the kind of nose he needs to have? What's the kind of lip he needs to have? Apart from all this, I always thought there's something else in me that overshadows all these minor things, and these become actually minor aspects. So coming back to this, there's this doctor who asked me, who assisted the main doctor, Dr. Ramesh. You asked me, after talking to my parents and getting introduced, say Kaka, Raja, say Kana, Kaka, I said Kaka, say Akka, I said Akka. And then I just sort of nudged my dad, like, Dad, what's happening? And my dad is like, Doctor, what is the reason behind this thing? Like, what do you want to know? And, why are we doing this? He's like, no, kids like him, or patients like him, can normally not see the ka and the ta and all so clearly, and how is he able to say it? And my dad says, like, doctor, he's a mimicry artist, he's a voice artist, he's a mimicry artist. And doctor thought, like, sometimes our parents sort of like to talk very high about their children, generally, so that they're not felt anywhere small or anything. So the doctor thought like that, and he just laughed. Okay, I mean, as in a normal way, like acknowledging. Okay, and then my dad is like, okay, don't believe it. I can hear his mind. Yeah, so my dad is like, oh, so this guy doesn't believe it. Ashwin, show him Amitabh Bachchan. Ashwin, show him Kamal Hassan. Ashwin, show him Rajinikanth. And I did actors from different languages, and then he sort of literally, sort of got up from his chair and sat back again. And his face changed, and the doctor was like, "Sir, there is up to one particular level that can be done by doctors. Can certain things can be done by doctors, but above that, it's all his hands, and this is something else." I haven't, in my history of my career, I haven't seen a child like this. And apart from just Dr. Ramesh having done so many procedures on him or whatever it is, to get this skill is something totally different. And, so yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of God's gift and at the same time how you come across and you explore. Like you spoke about a boy's concern about his looks, his smile, his abs, or whatever is considered to be the required, qualities to become a very successful actor or a star today. Please just hang on to that inside talent of yours. That one thing that makes you different. That one thing that makes you, like I said, I always bank on my talent. I am totally dependent on my talent. And like I said, there is another Ashwin inside me who is totally like this fire. This guy wants to keep doing something. And then, I'm sorry, this is a family show, but he shows me the finger and says, "You want to think about your complexes? Please go ahead. Go to that corner, cry, do whatever you want. But I'm going to be here, like sort of, no one's here, no one's going to stop me here." So I think that's what you need to do, right? So
I don't know. I'm actually choked somewhere because I was going through your journey, like, being you through all those things. I mean, I can only say thanks to God, thanks to doctors, and your lovely mom who has been throughout your journey. And you are being like a messiah of high spirit and messiah of happiness during this time of difficulty. I must tell you, you're spreading so much of positivity. You are born for a purpose for sure. So I don't know. I am so happy to interact with you, understand you so much, and your journey is going to be an inspiration to not just the kids who are having complexes, who are being bullied, but who are confused and lost, and parents also are going to sit down and try to understand what the child wants to do. So I salute your mom. Like really, she's put in so much of effort and she's been with you. Please do convey our love towards her, and I'm so happy to see you reach this position after all these struggles that you have gone through. I'm really speechless. I actually thought of concluding in a different way, but then the journey is so incredible. And considering the kind of talent you're blessed with, as you said,
I also want to tell you something where there was an encounter in my first year college before my last surgery. That is, like after my first year, which I told about the surgery, which was 6 hours. So during my first year, I didn't have the surgery. So I had those teeth and everything. And that's the first time I'm actually sitting with girls. I have not been into co-ed all my school life, being in Dubai. And, I have, for the first time I'm sitting with them, there's a bit of consciousness. There's a lot of unexplainable things that a boy at that point of time goes through, like when it's a new experience, so he doesn't know how to act, he doesn't know how to like be like, can he be himself, or does he have to be like something else, does he have to fake himself, all sorts of doubts and self-doubts. So self-doubt is something that is going to be consistent in your life, like, till you die. That is something which is like, part and parcel of our, I think, personality development. But uh, when there was an introduction session of, our head of the department, who was also our class teacher, our professor, who was, asking us to introduce ourselves. So we were just getting up from our seats and introducing. When my turn came up, and I said I'm from I'm from Chennai, and there are obviously different people from different states, different speaking different languages, different nationalities also sometimes. So um, being in Dubai, actually, that has helped me a lot, and that's what I would like to tell all the other people, the children who are aspiring to become an artist, or anybody in this field, that try to learn as much as you can. You are, if your opportunity or your break is being delayed or postponed, just think for a fact that you are actually given some grace period to actually develop and learn something more, because it's going to be really late when you actually start getting opportunities. You might not have the time to learn and explore as much as you are when you're idle. So I think the time that you're idle is something which is very blessed, I would say, especially when you have internet. I think in the age of internet, nothing is a misery, is what I would say. So coming back to this, I had the opportunity to sort of get exposed to a wide aspect of films, work of different people, different languages, speak different languages, get exposed to different nationalities, and so many things. And I give a lot of credit to that Dubai life. I don't like to take credit, because I happened to get exposed. Now, for all children who are actually growing up in India, probably will not be always exposed to different nationalities. But always keep your doors open, watch have a varied viewing, and don't have, you might probably have a very personal liking and a inclination towards one particular job or a person, a star, or whoever it is you want to get inspired from. But at the end of the day, just like how you are a culmination and a combination of all your childhood experiences and all your experiences till today, like whether it is you, Nisha, or me, Ashwin, all of us are a combination. Whatever we are today and however we speak and whatever our thought process is, it all comes from our experience and our knowledge and what we've learned from our life. Just like that, everything that is open for you in the net is there for you to learn. Good things that are constructive. I think you have to get into anything that can probably get you interested, and then learn from it. Learn a new language, developing a skill, a language, or any, anything is never going to go waste. So, uh, when I, why did I start taking the first year college episode? Is because when I stood up and I said I'm from Dubai, and this is the reason I joined media. I did my BA Media and Communication in Manipal University here, the deemed university in Dubai. So at that time it was like very raw, and we all started off as a block. Now they have their own campus with the state of the art technology for every department: video production, journalism, special effects, everything. But then it was just a classroom. So at that time, I had told them that I had told the class and the professor. They asked me, or she asked me, "What you'd like to become? What is your dream?" And I said, "My dream is to become a star." And I just said star. Today, I know what is the meaning of a star and what is the meaning of an actor. But I said, I want to become a star. I want to become an actor. And I heard a few giggles in the background somewhere there. And my very close friend tells me even today, "Bro, I still remember the day where you said that you wanted to become an actor." And I heard those giggles back then. And what a way to prove them wrong. So I have no hatred towards them. See, I think it's our basic human nature to be very judgmental. And during such an age and such a stage, I think everybody is just living in the moment of that judgment. So when they looked at me, and then the way I looked at that time, and whatever I was, it's very natural for them to laugh. But it's about me, how I take my life further, and how focused I am. And let me tell you where I get my focus from before we conclude this. Uh, my focus comes from my madness. I'm a mad guy. I'm a very, very mad guy. Just like the way we fall madly in love with our girlfriend, with our wife, or with anybody for that matter, even with our pet, that's the kind of mad love I'm talking about towards cinema. My focus comes from that madness. You have to be very, very mad.
That's brilliant. That's beautiful. Beautifully. You communicated it very beautifully. I think people who really have that passion can connect to that madness towards whatever they want to do, right? So, before I conclude, like a very typical Malayali conversation, I would like to say, "Padomille."
പടം ഒരുപാട് വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. There is a lot of there are a lot of films and projects that are waiting, but nothing at the cost of the surrounding safety and people's safety. We just have to make sure that things at least get to a 50% of normalcy, at least from what it is now. So let's see. But films are waiting. There's a lot of stuff waiting. പടം റിലീസ് ചെയ്യാൻ ഒരെണ്ണം നിൽക്കുന്നുണ്ട്, വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുവാണ്. It's called Aha. And that is something which I would again like to tell the audience and people watching this and you, that it is something that I'm very, very specially close to me, that I'm waiting for, because it is a role that I've never kind of attempted in my career till date. And I'm very, very thankful to the Director Bibin, who had utmost trust and belief in me, and who was very convinced from my performances in Drongal Padanara and Jacob de Soragarajam. And by far, I must say, to again all those people who think not having a background is a big disadvantage, that till today, trust me, till today, right from the first project till now, even my dubbing projects, all of them have come only through work. They have been absolutely organic, and my motto of my work should speak for myself is in actual practicality, is in practice. So, that is a point that I wanted to make when talking about Aha. He has given me the opportunity of, playing two ages. So me and Indrajit in the lead, we have played two ages. There are two eras in the film. And I am very excited for it, and we're just waiting for what is going to happen and how things are going to progress. There are a lot of things that are coming out in the news and all that, but unless and until things are actually right in front of us, in front of our eyes, and when things are practiced, probably even close to normalcy, is only when probably we will be convinced, and sort of we will start going into certain things. But there are very interesting things waiting ahead. And I think the treadmill dance was a reminder, and a kind of, hey, I exist, hello, so I think that these are things that probably have helped me to sustain and be in the minds of people, both in the industry and outside, for people who the audience, I mean. So
So you,
there are a lot of things that I can talk about, but unfortunately, I think we don't have a whole day.
but I'm so glad to have interacted with you, because I'm sure a lot of them are going to gain out of this conversation. And
Hopefully.
we really don't want you to stop being mad. Please continue being mad, and even more madder with days. And we have not had enough of you. So much more inventions and much more creativity, and wishing you loads of good luck. As you said, when good luck reaches to you with the right point of view, we're giving it a lot of love to your movie that's going to be released soon. So I hope you'll keep entertaining us with different kind of creativity that is within you. As you keep exploring yourself, we are waiting for more from you. Thank you so much for joining us and telling your success story. It has been incredible talking to you.
It'll sound very cinematic if I say, but very frankly, from the bottom of my heart, I would say that till the time my heart keeps beating, I think I'm not going to stop entertaining.
That's what we want. That's what we're looking forward to. So, sending you all the good wishes and luck and happiness and
To
everything
all of
positive.
you out there who are watching this interview, guys, I'm telling you, all of you are winners. All of you are winners, and all of you are going to make it very big one day. I'm going to make your parents proud. People, the parents who think that this is not something which you are supposed to be pursuing, you will definitely prove them wrong in a very positive way. It is not like you are, you're supposed to, they hate what you're doing or they hate you or whatever it is, because at a particular age, everything can be misconceived, but they are just concerned about you. So just be very soft on your parents. At the same time, to all the parents, I beg you to not go very hard on your children, and make sure that you give them the space they need to explore, and also sort of guide them on how they can be safe at the same time. So, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.